Good evening, I'm Maria Gonzalez, and this is Prime News TV. We begin tonight with breaking news from Eastern Europe. A deadly Russian missile strike has rocked the Ukrainian city of Sumy, killing at least 34 people, including 2 children, and injuring more than 100 others. The twin ballistic missiles hit the city center in broad daylight on Sunday, causing catastrophic destruction near Sumy State University and Congress Center. Images from the scene show utter devastation: shattered buildings, bloodied victims, and emergency crews racing to treat the wounded. The international response has been swift and unequivocal. United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio called the attack horrifying and a stark reminder of why the U.S. is pushing so hard for a diplomatic resolution to the war. Rubio offered condolences to the victims' families, emphasizing that the loss of innocent life is unacceptable. Retired Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, now serving as President Trump's special envoy to Ukraine, went further, condemning the assault as crossing any line of decency. In Europe, incoming German Chancellor Friedrich Merz did not mince words. In an interview with ARD, he described the strike as a serious war crime and a deliberate act of cruelty. Outgoing Chancellor Olaf Scholz echoed that sentiment, calling Russia's actions a clear signal of its lack of interest in peace. French President Emmanuel Macron criticized what he called Russia's blatant disregard for human life and international law. He stressed that stronger action is needed to force a ceasefire and vowed that France would continue to work closely with allies to end the conflict. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen described the attack as barbaric, reaffirming the EU's support for Ukraine and stating unequivocally that Russia remains the aggressor. She emphasized that peace must be achieved on Ukraine's terms and called for continued international pressure on Moscow. British Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer added his voice, saying he was appalled by Russia's horrific attacks on civilians. At the United Nations, Secretary General Antonio Guterres issued a strong rebuke, stating that attacks on civilians and civilian infrastructure are strictly prohibited under international humanitarian law. He called for an immediate end to such violence and reaffirmed the UN's support for Ukraine's sovereignty and territorial integrity. The missile strike on Sumy is now the deadliest single attack on Ukrainian civilians in 2025. It follows another deadly assault earlier this month in Kyiv, which left 20 dead and over 60 injured. In that case, Moscow claimed it was targeting military leaders and Western advisors, though no evidence has been provided. Meanwhile, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky is urging President Trump to witness the war's toll firsthand. In an emotional interview aired Sunday, he invited Trump to visit Ukraine before making any decisions about future negotiations. The war, now entering its 4th year, has left hundreds of thousands dead or wounded, most of them soldiers on both sides. With signs pointing to a renewed Russian offensive and diplomatic efforts still struggling to gain traction, this latest tragedy highlights the urgent need for a durable and just peace. We'll continue to follow this story closely. For ongoing updates, stay with Prime News TV. I'm Maria Gonzalez. Thank you for watching.